this is from Debbie from Gloucester. My son was 3 back in the mid-80s when the song "When the Going Gets Tough" was in the charts, but he used to sing "Go and Get Stuffed."
Oh, bless.
Right, our final guest is one of the country's best-loved comics who shot to fame after creating and appearing in the award-winning radio and television sketch show Goodness Gracious Me, which in turn spawned the classic The Kumars at number 42. He's now treading the boards as King Arthur in the multi-award-winning show Monty Python's Spamalot. And not only is he a comedy genius, but back in 2003 he even had a #1 hit with Gareth Gates.
Going up to the spirit in the sky.
Specific. Is it driving distance?
I'm going to need a comfort break. There better not be stairs, whatever it is.
Now shut up, this is my big sitar solo.
Please welcome Sanjeev Bhaskar.
Scary, scary.
Scary. It takes you back, does it?
Don't be scared.
And yet your music career didn't take off.
You know, fate. That's it. But neither did Gareth's. But I'm sure he'll make a comeback.
We will. So, which part of your whole career... Did you ever sit down one day and thought, the big role I want to play is King Arthur?
No, it was Billy Elliot. Followed by Maria in The Sound of Music. But like my pop career, that's kind of... I don't think that's going to happen. No, I never imagined that I'd ever do a musical, but...
Did you sing and dance before? I mean, could you sing to a sort of a decent degree before you got the part? They obviously loved you anyway.
No, to an absolutely indecent degree,
really.
Yeah, well, I went to the audition and I said, well, you can tell me.
Right.
And I absolutely expected to go in and for them to go, you can't sing, you can't dance, but it was lovely to meet you. To my shock, they kind of said, would you like the job? So,
Are you loving it?
Yeah, it's just fantastic. Yeah, I am loving it, actually.
It's supposed to be... I haven't seen it. One of my friends was in it, Hannah Waddingham, I think she played. She was in the original Lady of the Lake. And I feel so bad because I still haven't had time to see it, but it is supposed to be... Even you, Carol, might like this. It's supposed to be the funniest musical.
I probably would, actually.
Yeah. Well, I think we should go. Let's come and get us
girls'
some
night
tickets.
out.
She's not a theatre fan.
Shall I go out and come back?
Yeah.
See, the knuckle dusters you don't need, all right? Just leave those out.
What's been the most challenging part for... Has it been the sort of the musical and the singing and the dancing, or has it, you know, just been taking on a historical role or being in a Monty Python thing? What was the thing that scared you the most?
It was well, all of it actually. Yeah, it was the fact that it was Monty Python, and I was a Monty Python fan when I was growing up, and so you're suddenly aware that you're saying these lines that you know so well.
Yeah.
Except there's a whole bunch of people like now just staring at you. That was quite scary, and the singing and the dancing definitely, because I mean I'd never appreciated how important an ensemble is. You know, the chorus. I mean, they're the backbone of every, musical and West End show, but they get the least attention. So, lots of attention to them right now because they are amazing. And so, I'm in awe of them still.
Have you had any scary moments on stage? Any?
Yeah, I kind of... it's been very hot recently, and it gets very hot on stage, and I'm wearing 3 layers. I'm wearing these rather fetching leggings, and then sort of this woolen chainmail over the top of that, and a tabard. And so, in the few minutes that I am off, I go back to my dressing room, take the gloves off, which are very thick, and I stick them in the fridge.
Right.
You know, so when I put them on, they're nice and cool.
Yeah.
I forgot them in the fridge. So I went on stage, with basically a third of my costume missing. And everyone off stage was saying, where are your gloves? And I was saying, they're in the fridge. And they were looking at me like, what?
They're in the fridge.
And they were going, no. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And how do you choose what you want to do then? Because you're multi-talented, aren't you? Right, and you act and you sing and you dance, and the Kumars at number 42 was just so brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
When are you going to bring it back?
It's, I have to say, this is the closest experience that I've had to being a guest on the Kumars, because I'm surrounded by 4 people. I'm not saying which one of you is the granny.
No, go on.
Yeah, all right.
No, I can't. I couldn't possibly. Well, all 4 of you then. You asked for it. You set yourself up. My goodness. In different ways, of course. But no, it was lovely to do. I'd love to do something with the characters again because I think that it was. I created it as to not be a cynical show, you know, for it to be quite warm and.
It's funny.
Yeah,
but it's,
really.
it's gone to the States as well, isn't it? Didn't they recreate it in the States?
They did, yeah. It went around the world, actually. And in Australia, it was a Greek family. And in America, it was an Hispanic family.
Yeah.
It didn't go to a series there, but the Nows was shown there, and we won a couple of awards and things there.
Where did you get your inspiration for that? Was that really like your family?
Well, no, and they're watching, so I'm legally obliged to say no. No, it was. In fact, many years ago, I took a girl home to meet my parents, and I introduced them, and my father said, you know, lovely to meet you. How much does your father earn? And I said, you can't ask that. And he said, I'm only asking a question. She doesn't have to answer it. And I said, well, you don't have to shout. And my mum stepped in, and I thought, oh, you know, voice of reason. And my mum said,
yeah, it does. Yeah.
But they were also sort of around backstage during the making of the show, weren't they? Really doing that.
Well, there were a couple of instances that really stood out. Yeah, they kind of said to Minnie Driver, we understand that you haven't got a place in London now, and we're quite near the airport. So if you want to come and stay with us, we do have a Z bed. Just
what made you jumped at the chance?
My favourite was Helena Bonham Carter. I introduced my mum to Helena Bonham Carter, and my mum said, "You're such a pretty girl." And she said, "Oh, thank you." She said, "Why in that last film did they put you in a monkey face?" Planet of the Apes, you know. It's kind of like...
Are they proud of you now, your parents? Because they didn't particularly want you to go on the stage, did they?
As long as the check's clear every week. They are. Yeah, they are now. Yeah, which is lovely.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you're doing so well, and you became a dad, of course, relatively recently.
Yeah, so I was interested in what you were talking about just now, actually, with the IVF stuff. We didn't have IVF, but yeah, I know a lot of people who have. And it is. I mean, you know, parenthood is the most extraordinary thing that's ever happened to me, and I get more joy out of him than anything else, out of our little boy. And they're just so funny.
They are.
It's, you know, as an entertainment, as
and
a piece of entertainment. Pardon?
Expensive.
Well, it depends, doesn't it? I mean, you can buy a CD player and MP3 and all the rest of it. Or have a child. Have a child. Fantastic. Get all in one.
You're not going to convince her, you know. No. Thank you
I'll show you
so
some
much.
pictures.
Thank you for joining us today. Sanjeev Bhaskar, everybody.
Thank you.
That's it for today. Join us again tomorrow at 12:30. We'll see you then.
Coming up next here on UTV, the latest local news follows the ITV lunchtime news, and then David Dickinson has a rummage through the nation's treasures to see if he can find another real deal.